education. It's fun, and you learn something. Smoke a bowl and watch this. Whoa, dude! Fundamental cycles of astrology. The signs and the houses. The signs spin consistently every day like clockwork. We've got north and we've got south. We know that, right? Where east is left and west is right. The signs and the planets are going to be coming up on this line here, which is called the ascendant. This is the horizon. Sun rises, sun sets. This is high noon, and this is nighttime. Yeah, this is called the ascendant, this is called descendant, this is called the mid-heaven, north. This is called the MC, south. We've got 12 signs of the zodiac. Everyone's familiar with 12. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and they go clockwise, right? Beginning with Aries at the top. 1. Aries is the 30-degree slot that goes above the ascendant. The houses, though, are the opposite. The houses are fixed. They do not move because the signs move through the houses. So, the first house is the first spot, 30-degree slot, below the ascendant line. So this would be the first house. This spot, it's counterclockwise. So this is a mirror. This is as above, so below. Every 2 hours, like clockwork, a new sign comes up on the horizon. So why is it so important to understand cycle, Brandon? Organized and connects and relates to. This is called correspondence. This is about relationships. Understand relationships, you can communicate. If I don't have a relationship with you, I don't talk to you. Human beings do certain things without any effort. There's certain things that we're programmed with, right? Birds migrating in fall and winter. How does a computer know what to do? It has an operating system. And that operating system comes from the water element. It's in the center of the human heart. That's the soul. And that's what makes us who we are. It's our feelings and our emotions. It's not our intellect. Our intellect does not do that at all. It does not define us. It's our emotions, our feeling, our personality, the experiences we have. The human soul is associated and corresponds with the water element. The water element is naturally magnetic. It has memory. Magnetism is memory. Holds on to stuff. Gravity, magnetism pulls in. It wants to hold on. That's why feminine water has to do with the past, remembering. The soul is associated with emotion, desire, feeling, empathy, love, sadness, joy, desire, humility, knowing. Your heart knows the truth. Knowing comes from the soul, it does not come from the mind. The mind is it shines light on. It's naturally a doubter. It doubts everything. It calculates. It separates and breaks things apart. But the soul puts it all together to see the whole picture, how it's going to turn out. So this soul, heart, humbleness, humility, the passion, also the pride. Pride feeds the ego. Suffering feeds the humility. Pain feeds us to open up, humble the individual. Human beings are meant to communicate through our interactions with each other. That's it. We can't communicate with numbers and mathematical equations like we're computer programs. We're not made to do that. We have to be initiated. We have to be taught that. We don't speak a right language naturally. That's thousands of years old. That's Phoenician. You know, the phoenix. That comes from phonics. You know, language, writing. What makes us special is our free will. Doesn't matter how many facts and stuff I show you to. If you do not accept that as truth, that's it. I can't force you. I can't prove. I can't put anything. I can't break past that free will barrier. You have to choose to accept it or not. That's it. That's the power we have. enlightenment is important, but who's giving you the light from that enlightenment? And like people say, like you have to become enlightened. Well, somebody's got to enlighten you, buddy. Enlightenment comes from someone. They, whatever you want to call them, enlighten you. They shine the light. Somebody's got to shine the light. The light don't shine on its own. Trick is with correspondence, understanding the relationship. Corresponding, meaning as above, so below. Well, I cannot see above. I can only see below. Certain things I can recognize, certain patterns and cycles I can understand. And play an instrument. It enables you to speak a language with other musicians. In our solar system, for example, there's a story in the heavens of the planets in relationship to each other. Just take the sun and the planet Saturn. The planet Saturn, to ancient esoteric occult religions, is associated with the devil and Satan. The sun is associated with the king, the Father in heaven. He's the light out of all the other orbs. He's the brightest. All the other ones go around him. The sun has planets going around the sun. Saturn, on the other hand, is not really a planet. Saturn is a dwarf star. You know the story in the Bible where the devil, Lucifer, tries to overthrow his father, and God ain't having any of it. So he casts Satan down and all his little followers. Well, if you look at Saturn, Saturn's got going around it, just like the sun does, but he doesn't have planets. He's got stardust, moon dust, rocks. The Saturn tried to be like the sun, okay? But he fell. So he's got rings now going around him. He's got rocks. Man, I have so many questions. Been having so many for years. You know, like, how did ancient man know everything that they did? How did ancients just know astrology? I mean, simply by observing. How did they know about Saturn? Like, you ever look outside at night, try to find the planet Saturn without any fucking telescope? I guarantee you will not know where the hell it is. The ancients knew that. Now, nobody has been able to answer this question in a way that I think is true. And that, was the planet Saturn closer to the Earth? The Atlantean civilization we were living in? We had all this technology, we knew about it, and all of a sudden, boom, it's gone? Or was something else telling us this? And the reason why I think it's this way, because I have been observing myself, and I've become more humble and less, thinking that I'm some kind of divine, powerful being of creation, like I used to think. And I started to see that, human beings are really simple creatures, and we only do, what we're told to do. Why do you think we have to be told to do everything? It's because that's how God made us. Very simple. He didn't make us to be these fucking geniuses that we all think we are. Think about that. I mean, I'm not talking about what you think, based on, after all these years hearing how smart man is from NASA and all this. I'm talking about you're observing yourself and just looking around. Doesn't make any sense. Does it? No, it doesn't. See, I want to figure stuff out for myself. Like, it doesn't have to be this complicated. It's really simple. Let's break this shit down. Stop with the fucking confusion. Let's fucking turn off this matrix. Human beings aren't that fucking smart, man. Think about it. I mean, for instance, certain creatures, people, things are programmed to perform certain tasks. A cat Think about it. A fucking cat knows how to take a dump in a litter box. I mean, how the fuck did that happen? You think that happened by chance? I just, in nature, thousands of years after shitting around a rock that looked like a box and it had sand in it, and naturally it just, evolved into adapting to its environment in order for it to take a dump. No, that doesn't make any sense. Fucking cat shits in the box because it was programmed to do so. What else would it do? All of them, every single one, shits in a box. Because a cat was designed to shit in a box. You understand? You think just because a baby can't speak words, he can't communicate? You fool. Yes, we can. When we cry, when we laugh, giggle, all these sounds and cooing and emotion that we express, that is communication. And we do it naturally. Why? Because we're programmed to do so. So that's how we naturally come into this world. We don't have to be taught how to love. Baby doesn't have to be taught and told that, this is your mother. You have to, if you want to survive, you got to learn how to drink milk from her breast. This is how you do it. Well, doesn't need to fucking learn it. Does it automatically. Which means what? We were designed to do that. Other things we weren't designed to do is read this intellectual shit. It's not programmed in us to read and to know all this, to communicate through anything but a relationship, a personal relationship with other people or beings. That's how we communicate. We can't communicate using E equals MC squared. We don't really understand it, really. Think about it, Like, what is A plus B equals C? I mean, it's a formula. I can't communicate with a formula. It doesn't talk back to me. I can only communicate with people like you, right? And me. That's it. So, that's a human being. That's why we're simple. Meant to be in a family. Human beings and technology is something unnatural for us. Something else has introduced it to us. Something else has interfered. Human beings are not as powerful as we think we are. Think about that. Astrology was not made by man. It was not taught by man. The Phoenicians, where did they learn their language? Right? Sumerians, what? Babylonians, Egyptians. So your language is connected to the Phoenix, Scorpio. The Vector, Star Trek. Da, 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 da.